Hello, welcome to another video about how luxury jewelers can grow their business. Today we will be breaking down faceless content versus personal content. Let's dive straight into it so you know exactly which one to choose and which one is the best option for you. Let's get it. Alright, so let's start with faceless content, right? So the problem with faceless content is hard to reach your target audience. It builds a non-personal connection. It doesn't differentiate yourself from competitors. So what this means is the differentiation part also leads to the more of an educational page part. Everybody posts their inventory. Rolex posted inventory, Patek posted inventory, all these guys, and everybody tries to follow that, and they just post inventory of what they have to trade, what they can sell, what they have in stock, stuff like that, right? They just show the piece, which makes it more of an educational page. I want you to think about it this way. If I wanted, let's say I wanted a Rolex Submariner or I wanted a Patek Nautilus, right? I go search up on Google, on Instagram, on TikTok about the watch, and I see a video showcasing the watch. I want to see how thin it is. So I see it on someone's wrist. I don't think about buying it from that person. I just want to see how thin it is. I want to be educated. I want to know about the piece, not about the person, right? That's the mistake here. That's what happens when there is a faceless brand. So again, it's not a very good for conversion this way because it doesn't build an authentic face-to-face connection. People buy from people, not from logos. Now, it's hard to build a proper brand. Like I said, it doesn't build trust. Now, it's very hard to build trust when you're only posting inventory. Everyone does it, and there's so many scams out there that I don't know. Like sometimes you get a message request in your DMs, right? Or one in the hidden request about I'm a manufacturer from XX. Let me know if you want any product, blah blah blah. And some fake scammer account with like 10 followers, not even, right? So it's very and there's no faces, there's nothing. There's just like a cheap photo of a watch, and it looks very fake and very scammy. Even if your quality in your videos of faceless content is superb, it is hard to build trust. Is it impossible? No. Is it hard though? Yes. Now, that just ties into it shows less. It shows less of your processes, your backends, yourself, your hobbies, your values, etc., etc., or your teams, whatever, however you want to run it, right? Now, and it adds to the problem of you looking the same as others. You want to stand out in business, right? Stand out from your competitors so you can get more business. People market their prices lower than others to, you know, appeal to other people, appeal to more people. Same thing with the game of content. If you look like everyone else, then it's hard to differentiate you. Now let's get into the personal content, right? Now it's easier to reach your target audience because when you post raw videos or just your videos of with you in it, you say some keywords in it. It could be watches, it could be luxury jewelry, it could be whatever, whatnot. The algorithm picks up on this, right? That's what makes it easier, and it also makes buyers more interested in you because they see a person, not just a logo or a brand. Now the next one here is it builds a personal connection again, so people can connect with you as a person, right? Not as just a brand who's trying to sell. So if they walk into a boutique, if they want to buy from you, they already know you and they resonate with you. It differentiates you yourself from others because you have a different face than other people. You have a different process than others, a different system. Not everybody has the same thing, especially how you look. You are different, right? You as a person, your personality, your looks, your the way you dress, hell, all these things are different from others and it differentiates you from your competition. Now, personal content is great for conversion. It's easier to build a brand that thrives like in a longer form, longer term, and it builds trust and authority because again, it's face to face, it's person to person. You're educating them, you help kind of just spitting value at them, not really looking for anything in return when you do want to, when the whole purpose is conversion, right? But it's easier to build a brand that thrives using this because when people like you for you and you've done it properly, you could branch out to anything and people would buy from you. You could go from selling luxury jewelry to selling clothing and people will buy from you. Great for, my bad. I wrote great for conversion twice, my fault. But so your personal content shows more, right? Because you're able to show your processes, your systems, your team, if that's what you want to do, how you source your pieces, things like these, right? Your watches, your jewelry, anything. Now, and this just separates you from your competitors. So the real question is, why does faceless content convert less and why does personal content convert more? Now, there's two main reasons: trust and authority and separating yourself from your competitors. Separation from competitors is what gets you the most sales, the most views, the most conversion, basically, right? It is one of the biggest ways that you can make sure that people choose you over someone else. Separation, right? And the first point is trust and authority. You, without trust and authority, you have nothing. People think you're a scam. People think you're faking it. Like it's just very hard to exist as a business if you do not have trust and authority. And especially in a space where you sell luxury jewelry, it's hard to sell anything, right? It's hard for anyone to buy from you, and it makes you seem like a scam. It makes you seem like you sell fake things, you're not a real seller, things like these, right? You're not a trusted figure. With it, it's easier to sell stuff, helps build reputation, and people see you as a trusted figure and they will come and buy from you. When you walk into a store, you usually know that that store will not scam you. That's why you buy from that store. Now, here's some examples of faces versus personal content within Instagram. So we'll start with Vukum. And by the way, before we do start this, I want to say that I'll make this whole thing into a PDF and link it in the description if you guys do want something kind of more tangible that you have access to. I'll link that in the description for you guys. So for Vukum, he has a very strong personal brand. He's mostly known for his fast flips, where he takes a certain piece, usually a watch, a luxury watch, and he sees if he can get it for a higher price. So if he has the watch for 15.5, let's say, right? He tries to sell it for 17.2, and he goes boutique to boutique, and he tries to see if he can sell it for that or higher or lower, like who has the best price, things like these, right? He leverages Instagram and TikTok for awareness and nurtures his leads through YouTube. He posts raw content, right? Same, now Tracks NYC. This guy has a huge brand. Like his YouTube, I believe, has almost double the amount that he has on Instagram, which is truly amazing. Like his YouTube is a bigger brand than his Instagram, which means that he's has a very big YouTube foundation, and he does similar things. He shows off the jewelry, shows his process, he shows a new inventory. He talks about why he chooses these. He has a very good personal brand. And again, he leverages YouTube, he leverages Instagram, TikTok, all the social media platforms. Now we have Watchorn. Now, Watchorn, as you can see, posts their inventory. 379 posts of inventory. Doesn't really separate you from your competitors, especially if we look on the right. Availability is key. Watch Trading Company, right? Watch Trading Co., as you can see on the username. Now they specialize in the most sought after watches. We buy, sell, trade. And you can click the link to buy, sell, trade. Same thing with Watch Owner. Both of these accounts post the same exact type of content. Of course, this Batman one and Catwoman one is a little differentiated from Watch Owner, but you can see that they're both faceless and they post their inventory. Your competitors are just posting inventory. If you can separate yourself with some personal content, with some different type of faces content, with your own tweaks to it, you can succeed. And here's proof of it. Watchorn has 379 posts, 54.8k followers. That is a lot. Sure, some of these are probably just people who want to see these new pieces, right? Like they want to see the Bruce Wayne, they want to see the Datejust, they want to see the Vacheron. It's not much buyers, it's probably more viewers. However, they've definitely gotten some buyers to 54.8k followers, right? 100%. Now, same thing with Watch Trading Co. Watch Trading Co. has 637,000. And these guys are on a roll, right? Like that's a lot of followers. It's almost a million, right? 6,725 posts. Same thing. They show their inventory, and again, most of these followers are probably just viewers, there for educational purpose or just because they like to see watches. But it still helps. So the main point I want to make here is that Faceless content can still get you leads. Like it's not impossible. It is a little more work because everybody does the same thing and it's hard. Sort of saturated, you could call it. But yeah. Now, on the last post, we have Luxury Watch Co. They have a YouTube in their bio. I want you to remember this, okay? They have a YouTube in their bio, Luxury Timepieces, where they're located. And again, you can see that they just post inventory as well, right? They got sold clients. These guys all have highlights. But yeah, now let's go down here. So personal branded accounts like Vucums or Tracks NYCs use this sales funnel that I went through in my last video, which was awareness, nurturing, and conversion. So basically, awareness is through TikTok, Instagram, nurturing is through their YouTube, their web page, or their newsletter, or whatever they have, right? And it allows you to separate yourself from your competitors and while building trust and authority within the niche. It's the best way to leverage the power of social media, and it will beat Faceless content when done correctly. Correctly means that basically you use this sales funnel and you're actually consistent with it, posting at least 4 to 7 times per week. Now, Faceless content, again, Faceless content can still be effective, right? So the problems are that it's a slower process, it's harder to build trust, and everyone shows the inventory. Now, let's go back to the luxury watch co, right? This guy, right? I told you that I want you to remember about the YouTube, right? Though on the Instagram page, it's only inventory, right? It's just inventory, clients for sale. Like it's nothing crazy. Like it's still like blending in with the competitors, right? If you go down and you click their YouTube, you can actually see. Let's go right here. This is a screenshot of his YouTube. Vinny Singh, Luxury Watch Co. 3.44K subscribers and 67 videos. He has made personal branded content in his YouTube, on his YouTube. What he's done here is that he posts stock inventory on Instagram and he educates, unboxes, shows systems process within his YouTube. You can see it right here. Like you can see right here, like the first look of this watch right here. He posts his first look. Rolex Submariner Hulk. He talks about the Hulk Submariner. AP Chrono Blue Eyes. He unboxing it. He talks about the unboxing. He's showing the unboxing. He talks about the watch a bit. Things like these, right? Rolex Daytona John Mayer unboxing. He is making personal branded content on YouTube. Now, if he clipped up these videos and he posted on Instagram, I think that would be the next step to his growth. But you can see how he separates himself from his competitors by posting personal branded content within on his YouTube, whilst his inventory on his Instagram. Again, if he started to clip up these videos, I think that would be the next step to boost his overall conversion with buyers, to get to buyers instead of just viewers, right? So that is Faces content versus personal content. I hope you learned something today, and I hope I've sort of convinced you that personal content is the best way to go about winning the niche over, really separating yourself from your competitors. But Faces content does work. It just requires more effort, more consistency, and a little bit more work. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.